British University in Dubai was established in 2004 and is the Middle East region's first research-based postgraduate university. The institution offers a unique opportunity for higher education and has set the standards for study and research, and is currently contributing to the technological innovation and growth of the UAE and the region. Working in partnership with leading UK universities, the British University in Dubai offers cutting-edge education and research in key disciplines. One such area is the Faculty of Engineering and IT, which provides modern and innovative programs to support the development needs of the Middle East. Dubai and the UAE is known around the world for the pace of its development, its booming construction industry and groundbreaking developments such as the Palm, Burj Al Arab and Burj Khalifa. So what goes into the design and construction of these world-class projects, and how do universities such as the British University in Dubai support this in the design of its educational programs and development of the industry's future engineers and designers?
These iconic buildings, they usually require non-conventional techniques. They require smart designs, sometimes innovative types of design strategies. And what we do here is essentially help the industry by educating the students, giving them the knowledge and the tools that they need in order to be able to design new or to have new approaches to design and be able to assess and optimize these proposed designs. These things work across the industry, whether it's for regular buildings or iconic buildings. For the most part, it does show off in iconic buildings, and we actually had the pleasure of working with some of the leading design firms here, giving some consultation in terms of some of the new designs that they are working on and trying to incorporate ideas that we have seen from other countries, from other locations, from our experiences in other conferences, and try to merge the new knowledge, the new ideas that we know with the current practices and needs of the UAE.
Sustainability of development is another key issue for growing cities and for developing nations alike, as they strive to support population growth without wasting limited resources and contributing to climate change and environmental pollution. So what are the principles of a sustainable design, and how is the UAE placed in its commitment to develop responsibly and promote innovations in the green economy?
Now, sustainability, there is always what's called the triple bottom line. Now, the triple bottom line means that you have to address both the environmental issues, the economic issues, as well as the social issues. To do that responsibly means that you have to optimize the use of your resources, reduce the impact on the environment, do it in an economical fashion and in a way that is coherent and is suitable for the social and economic fabric of the country. That's why one solution doesn't fit all. Each country has to look for the proper mix that it needs in order to achieve its own level of sustainability. Now, here in the UAE, this has been recognized and recently has been taken care of in terms of building systems such as Istidama and the new green building regulations in Dubai, where they try to ensure that we maximize the use of our resources and reduce the impact on the environment, at the same time still doing it in an economically viable way. All of this will help the UAE develop, because no one has infinite amount of resources, no one has infinite amount of money. So you need to improve that one. Another relevant topic is actually transportation. Public transportation and green transportation is a very important concept as well. The metro was leading design, the tram is another one. Public transport plays a significant role in the sustainability of any economy. It reduces use of resources, it reduces pollution, and enhances mobility and activity within the country. All of these are needed in order for the UAE to grow, but still reduce their environmental footprint.
Can you talk to us about some of the research that the university has undertaken in the areas of sustainable design and green energy systems, and about some of the trends and innovations that are being implemented in these sectors?
Well, actually, we do a wide range of research in the area of sustainability. Sustainability goes from the broader range, where we look at the urban level, all the way to buildings, all the way to the interior of the buildings, the indoor environment quality, the equipment, the controls, as you have mentioned, the energy, and the transportation. So we have done research on urban level, trying to look at existing designs, let's say, or developments in the UAE, and see if we can redesign them and optimize them in terms of improving their sustainability. We looked at buildings, and we've done quite a bit of work on this one, assessing different design strategies, glazing material, insulation material, and assessing or predicting the impact on the energy consumption of these buildings. And we actually cooperated with Dubai municipality and other free zones on something like this, where we actually consulted with them on their proposed new design strategies. And we gave them some ideas based on the research that we have done, what level of insulation, what level of technology, what level of design you need to incorporate in these buildings in order to make them, again, strike the balance between economy and savings. Okay. We also done a lot of work on schools, and that's an important topic, where we looked at the indoor environment of quality of schools. One of the important things that people don't seem to care much about or don't think too much about is the fact that the quality of the air inside the space is very important for the activity and the health of the people in it. We spend more than 80% of our time indoors, especially in the UAE because it's hot. But in a lot of locations, and we found the study that we have done was basically for schools, we found that the indoor environment quality for a lot of these schools is actually above what is required, above what's considered as a safe environment for children. And children are even more susceptible to problems of health, asthma, and respiratory diseases than adults. And we found that a lot of these schools actually are not within the safe zone for them. So we actually produce these results and we convey these results to the proper authorities. And I think they're going to be taking this into consideration nowadays. One of the things that we're also focusing on more and more is the issue of operation of buildings. Most of the time, people focus only on the design aspect. They build a nice building, but what happens to it, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years down the road? It can easily degrade and become non-functional. And we have seen this actually in some of big buildings that you go on Sheikh Zayed Road and you think, oh, this is such a beautiful building, but if you go inside, you just cannot stand it. Basically because people stopped maintaining it and operating it properly. So one of the most important things that are coming, and this is again one of the things that Dubai government and the UAE in general, even the federal government is focusing on, is maintaining and upgrading existing buildings. And again, we have done research on this one in collaboration with the Emirates Foundation on buildings that the Ministry of Public Works has built for the nationals. And we have shown that there is significant savings that can be achieved by upgrading these buildings. You make them more comfortable for the people living in them, at the same time more economical to operate and for the long run.
The UAE federal government and the government of Dubai has announced a host of major initiatives in relation to smart cities, efficient energy usage and green energy solutions. So to what degree does the university work with both government and industry stakeholders to help achieve this?
Actually, we work with a wide range of stakeholders. Governments, both federal and local. In the private sector, we work with the industry. We work with NGOs, such as the Emirates Foundation, the Emirates Environmental Group, the Emirates Green Building Council. We work with professional organizations like the Society of Engineers. We also work with international organizations, such as the Council of Building Services, Association of Energy Engineers. One of the important things, especially for BUiD, is our international links, especially with our UK partners. We stand to gain a lot from them. And in doing so, we can introduce all the new technologies quickly into the UAE while adapting it to the local requirements. It's not always a cut and paste. People know what's happening in some locations, but they cannot copy and paste. But we need to ensure that it is modified in order to fit properly with the UAE. One of the other things that we usually do is we provide a lot of public lectures and we do a lot of training for professionals. We were one of the first to actually provide LEED training in the UAE. We started this all the way back in 2008. And since last year, we've also been providing training in certified energy management, which is now becoming a requirement through the Dubai municipality, the DIWA, Dubai Supreme Energy Council, for companies to engage in energy-saving projects, you have to have someone with an energy management background. And again, we were the first to introduce this one here in the UAE.
I guess finally, can you tell us about what the university has to offer to potential students in regards to its programs and its ability to develop graduates with both the skills and the knowledge necessary to help them succeed in their future careers?
As I said, our university is research focused. We try to make sure that whatever research we do is relevant to the local industry. Of course, there is always the knowledge part, where we teach the students different levels of new designs, strategies, approaches. We also provide them, as I said, with a lot of tools, whether analytical or simulation tools that they can assess their designs. But the main focus also comes at the research part. We try to make our students do research that is relevant to the industry. And one of the things, again, that we link with the industry with is through our advisory groups. Our advisory groups is composed from major stakeholders, as we said, government, local, private sector. And one of the things that we do in consultation with our advisory group is to find out what are the problems that the industry is facing, what issues they would like us to look at, to research, to try to find new solutions to. And in return, they help us by mentoring the students who actually pick up some of these dissertation topics. So it's a symbiotic relationship where we help them and they help us. We have seen a lot of our students that once they have graduated, they either moved up quickly in their organizations or they have moved to better jobs in other locations. All of that on the back of the knowledge and skills that they have gained while they're studying here at the university.
The UAE has evolved into one of the fastest growing hubs for trade and business in the region, attracting global companies and business entrepreneurs who are all looking to leverage the Emirates' unique geographic location and favourable business climate. The British University in Dubai offers a range of postgraduate master's and diploma programs in addition to PhD programs. UAE's thriving business environment is not immune to hardships, however, and businesses here are faced with obstacles. So how do the programs and research offered by the British University in Dubai offer solutions to these challenges?
Well, businesses in the government sector, semi-government sector and private sector face similar challenges in terms of recruiting and retaining people from all over the world. They also face similar challenges in terms of providing good careers for locals, for nationals. And there's an Emiratisation agenda which in different industries they've got different targets. In terms of challenges that the government sector faces, there's a wide range of initiatives that people are following in different areas of business, things like employee engagement, transformational leadership, balanced scorecard, and all of these things have got to be achieved at global standards. So there's a lot of work to be done. We have a range of programs at doctoral and master's level, and there we're focusing on a group of people who've got undergraduate qualifications. 10 years ago when we started, we concentrated primarily on technical subjects. Subjects in project management, IT management, and also a master's in education. There was a very strong need for master's training of teachers here. And then the doctoral programs have evolved later.
Now, the Faculty of Business at the university offers a wide range of diverse programs. Can you tell us about some of these programs and how they've evolved over the last 11 years when the university was first established?
The Faculty of Business is one of three faculties, and when BUiD started in 2004, there were roughly 4 programs. So in business, there's the MSc in Project Management, and that's been one of our largest recruiting programs over the 10-year period. We have around 200 graduates from that program. There are other programs that have come on stream since then. So in 2006 we started up an MSc in Finance and Banking, and then more recently we've been slower to implement it than other universities. 2 years ago we started an MBA, and we have around 100 students already enrolled on that program, so it's been very, very successful for us. We've also got programs in niche areas. We've got an MSc in construction law and dispute resolution, which has high recruitment from engineers, people working in design and working generally in the construction industry. And then other programs typical of a business portfolio, such as a MSc in human resource management.
The National Innovation Strategy has the stated aim to make the UAE one of the world's most innovative countries within 7 years by focusing on fostering innovation in government institutions, the private sector and individuals. What does the UAE need to do to achieve this, and what role do universities such as the British University in Dubai have in supporting this strategy?
The UAE has a tough task as faced by every country if they want to be a global leader. They've got to attract and retain some of the best talent from all over the world. So the employee value proposition, if you like, has got to be right for people. They want to come to give to Emirates as an example, they want to come to Dubai, they want to come to Abu Dhabi because that's a place where things are happening in their industry. It's a place where they can see their careers being very successful and growing. So there are big challenges there in terms of making sure on the global stage that the UAE is seen as a first point of choice for very mobile global workers with mid-range and high-level skills. And now there's much more pressure on universities across the world to be more innovative and to encourage more entrepreneurship and innovation in their students.
With such a diverse population of people from different backgrounds living and working in the UAE, the management and development of talent and human resources has become critical for both public and private entities, particularly when we look at the implementation of effective Emiratization programs, as well as improving productivity within an organisation. So what are some of the principles of talent management that need to be looked at to achieve their human resource goals?
There are some specific ideas in talent management. I mentioned earlier making sure your organisation is a place that people want to work for, so making sure that the employee value proposition is strong. Also, it's very important that there's a sense of what the strategy is, particularly in terms of how far you want to be differentiating your employees in terms of their skills, their activities, their degree of innovation, and how far you want to be including them. In other words, there's always a balance between separating and marking people out and making sure they work properly as a team. And so talent management is continually faced with doing both of these things well, making sure it recruits and is a special place for people who are really at the top level, people are high performers, but at the same time making sure that it's a place that everyone feels committed and included. In addition to that, here there are obviously particular challenges in talent management in terms of bringing forward locals into a range of middle management and senior management roles. And I think that their expatriates have got to be aware of the need to share their knowledge and share their experience in ways that brings everyone forward and ways that helps to support the Emiratization agenda. And that's something which people have been working on more consistently over the last 5 years, partly through systems of management, like using the balanced scorecard at the top level, or in HR terms, using more sophisticated forms of selection recruitment, psychometric testing, identifying cohorts of people who can be developed on various fast tracks, and generally having reliable and fair performance management systems across the government organisation, across the corporation if it's private sector.
Finally, could you talk to us about what BUiD's doctoral programs have to offer, and tell us about some of the research that students here have undertaken?
Yeah, we have a range of doctoral programs. For 6 years now we've been running an education doctorate, and our number of graduates in the education doctorate are starting to come through, so we're in double figures and we expect good cohorts to be coming through in the following years. More recently we've started up programs in project management, in architecture and sustainable built environment, and in computer studies. The PhD in project management has been running for 3 years, and we already have around 60 students enrolled on that program. The majority of them are part-time and in full-time jobs, so we would be expecting them to complete in 4 to 6 years. And they're working on a range of different topics and research areas, some in the government, some in semi-government, and some in the private sector. We've had a number of students who worked on a large Federal Demographic Council project, which is on talent management, and they went to a range of government sector, semi-government and private sector organisations to look specifically at what systems and practices those organisations had in talent management. And that report went forward to the FDC about a year ago. We've got students on the PhD programmes working on a range of projects that are linked with activities that are going on in the country. So we've got people doing PhD research projects on business excellence. One student is looking at how, if people win the competition one time and then don't win it later but are still involved in it, how can they improve their project management so that they're winners more regularly. We've got someone else looking at operational readiness of projects, looking at how big airport projects can be brought on stream efficiently, safely, reducing risk, but making sure that they're on time and as far as possible on budget. We've got students working with staff on projects. So, for example, one of our staff members has just won a large grant from the Project Management Institute in the US to look at evolutionary learning on projects, and that's involved students working with a number of people who are senior project managers through various vehicles like the Project Management Executive Forum. Now, other students are looking at projects that can specifically help government organisations. So we've got one person who's particularly interested in government procurement, and he's looking at computer models of improved scheduling. So we have a range of projects that will be beneficial, I'm sure, to the innovation agenda, and also generally help the productivity of organisations across all sectors in the UAE.